3, 2, 1. And the rocket can launch. Good evening, Adam.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever we are.
Good afternoon, Adam. How are you doing?
I'd say pretty good this week. The weekend passed too quickly for me.
Okay.
Usually it's okay, but this one went a little too fast for me. But overall, doing fine.
Were you working or having fun?
No, I actually did nothing really this weekend. Yesterday I went for a breakfast with a friend of mine. It's an interesting story. I met this man once in a coffee shop about 8 years ago, and he's alone. And every Sunday at 9 o'clock, I meet him about half hour away for breakfast. I've been doing that for 8 years. So he's not any relation. I just happened to meet him, and he started talking, and he's a good guy. So I do it every Sunday. I drive half hour to go see him. So I did that, and then I came back and had a massage, and then I fell asleep. So it was a pretty easy day. But his name is Tony, and I see him every Sunday, no matter what.
Yes. On Thursday, I realized that in Latvia there is this exhibition, book exhibition, annual book exhibition, and yes, I booked flight, and on Friday I was on the plane. Flight Friday evening in Latvia. Spent Saturday in the exhibition. As well, yes, I'm looking for guests who are doing business related books and information for my Latvian webmaster community. So
how long does it take to fly to Latvia from
3 hours?
From where you are?
Oh. Two and a half, 3 hours. Yes, 2.5 hours.
It's a fairly big flight. That's the same as it would take me to fly from Toronto to Florida. That's a fairly big flight.
For my parents, that's good. They say, "Oh, at least you are safe."
Yeah.
So yes. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the domain name show with Adam Dicker. He's our domain name mastermind and pro, and you are most welcome to ask your questions. And today we have our topic is Geo Domains. Adam, how would you classify? How would you define what is a Geo Domain?
So to me, Geo Domain is any domain that has a city, state, province, country, a location, anything with it. Now, there's good geodomains and there's bad geodomains, like everything else.
Okay.
But for me, a geodomain is anything related to a place.
It reminds me, maybe, God, 5, 7, 8, 9 years ago, I had 100.com US cities of population 1,000 to 2,000 people. One of them was Honesty.com, and for a year I couldn't get a single lead, and I dropped them all. And I hate myself.
That happens to the best of us.
And I hate myself. I have to admit, I hate myself. When I remember that, it's just, oh, come on.
See, you hate yourself. I call it a learning experience, because that's really what it was. A costly one, but a learning experience.
Yes. So, okay, let us start with a few questions. And Bill says, looking forward to this. I might have an interest in this subject.
Yeah, I know why he does. Of course, go.la. I have a very good memory for an older fella.
Is that a geodomain?
Yes, to me that is. If you're using it in the way that Bill would like to use it, it is definitely a geodomain. And it's a good, technically it's a domain hack, but a very good one. It's not even a domain hack, but it's really a great use of the ccTLD LA with an action word go for tourism. It's great.
Absolutely fantastic. Would you say that go something in the country extension would make a perfect geodomain?
Not really, because go.la is known as a city,
yes,
like Los Angeles, so it works out better than go.ca, which would be like go. Well, that could be Go California too. Some of them will make better ones, and other ones won't. So I don't know what go IE would be, or I mean, listen, it would be great no matter what.
Yes.
But it's better if it matches a specific city or state or province. Tourism commercials are all over TV.
So what would you say go.de or go.berlin?
See, that's a tough one because go.de is going to have a lot more traffic, but go.berlin is a very good brandable to build a business on, but you have to spend money to get it out there because I don't believe that everybody, well, maybe they do now in Germany, know that .berlin is a GTLD, but
Yes.
most of them would go to, if you brand it well and you build the advertising, if you have money for advertising, it's a great domain name as well.
Okay, then another comparison, go.us.
Yeah.
I know that you don't like these USs.
No, but I like that one. That one makes sense at least.
Or go.nyc.
Oh man.
Oh yes.
I'll say go NYC only because it's much more specific. Unless you're going to do a travel guide or a travel directory for the whole of the United States, I'm not sure I'd rather have go.us or go NYC. NYC would be a better brand to build because you only have to advertise it around and in around New York. You could put it on bus shelters. You can put it on buses.
Absolutely.
It's much easier than go US, which you'd have to put on everywhere across the United States.
And then everybody would understand immediately what go.nyc would mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hold on a minute. Which ones are you trying? Let's think about it though. The people that you want to go to New York City aren't the ones you're advertising to in New York City. So it may be a harder sell because you're trying to get people outside the city to go to New York City. So maybe now you're talking about people in other states in the same state or other states you could do in Buffalo or in the capital. You can do a whole bunch of different ones, but it's not targeting people in New York City because they're already there. Or you could do all the tourism stuff inside New York City, which would show the people that live there, all the other things that you could do. And it's an affiliate, a huge affiliate area for something like that.
I think you could do both. We'll return to this comment. As you know, the COVID showed us once the international travels stopped, the COVID showed us, oh, there are lots of cool things around us. And we've been talking about that with you as well. You just realize, there are fun places just nearby.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to stand in lines and travel and go everywhere if you don't have to leave your own country. And most people don't explore their own country. Heck, I haven't even explored all of Toronto. So, I mean, there's a lot I could do in Toronto that I haven't been to the CN Tower probably in 30 years or something like that. So there's things I could do that tourists would do when they're here that I take for granted and just don't bother with. So lots of stuff like that. So interesting, but yeah, all good names.
Okay, and here's a question. And Bill says, a year ago, the name was valued at 5,000 here.
Yeah. So I would definitely put the value of go.la much higher now. I was also just recently asked a question of how I compare Geo Domains now to Geo Domains about 8 to 10 years ago. And I would say that the value is much higher now than it was 10 years ago. And the reason is because there's a lot more people coming online. Lead generation sites are huge for geos. You can target specific niches. You can target everything. Honestly, I would say that go.la now, I don't know, maybe it was me who priced it at 5K a year or so ago, but I would put it probably at 100K plus right now. And I wouldn't sell it. Personally, I wouldn't sell it for anything less than that.
Bill, even I would agree. Remember, Bill, I sold mine for 7.5 Hupe, and Adam was like, hell.
It happens to all of us.
No, I'm still happy.
Yeah, you should be.
And the buyer is happy. Yes, you would say 100K.
Yeah, minimum, but I wouldn't accept anything less than 100K. I would probably even go, if it was my domain, I would basically price it probably at about 150 to 200 and just wait for the right buyer.
And you would you do outbound? Would you search for leads?
It's very hard to find outbound for something like that, but I would try. Ideally, you want to get a really good, I mean, the thing is, you never know. You never know. I got an email yesterday on bo.ca from a guy who just happens to be an architect. And
very nice letters.
And it also stands for Boca, which is a big city in Florida. So that's where I originally thought it would go, but I don't know. It's not an offer stage yet. It was an inquiry, actually. yesterday, and I looked him up. He's a big architect in like Montreal area, so he's got money. It's up to him if he wants us to buy it. Honestly, I sent it back to him at 300K because I wouldn't take less than 250 for it anyway. So you really have to wait, but I really think that Go.la is definitely a 150 to probably 200K name, but you may have to wait for somebody to come to you. So if I priced it at 5K a year ago, I was way off. Way off, as Kramer would say from Seinfeld. Way off.
Well, maybe it was probably me then. It was okay, Bill. Okay, California. Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That's smart. Yes. And Bill, I don't know how about you. I would go to exhibitions. I'm a huge fan of the exhibitions and meeting physical people. That's the reason why I'm doing Domain Summit. People are animals who love crowd. We need relationship, physical relation, the relationship. We need to meet each other. We need to talk. And once we meet each other, there is trust. There are lots of ideas coming out. I would go to the exhibitions. Have the tiniest stand.
You never even know who's going to, the thing is, you don't know who's going to buy it. We're thinking it could be like a tourism company. It could be a company that sells weed in California. It could be a cryptocurrency. It could be anything. You never have any idea.
Yes.
I'm often surprised at who comes to me to buy names that I would have expected would not be of interest to them, like elephant.com. I mean, I didn't expect it to be an insurance company. There's a lot of them. Today I saw a commercial on TV for thezebra.com, and it's about insurance again. Maybe they're trying to get into the elephant area, who knows? But thezebra.com is a commercial. They're spending a lot of money on it. So of course I went to check zebra.com, and it's not resolving. So I'm thinking that's a gold mine if I can get it. So who knows? The animals again.
Absolutely, you never know. For example, I just saw the recent newsletter of Media Options. Very, very nice domains. Are you subscribed to them as well?
Probably, but honestly, I've had that email address for 20 some odd years, and I get all kinds of stuff. And if I showed it to you, you'd laugh. I think there's 780,000 emails in there.
Okay.
And I've got emails back from the mid 90s, which is amazing because I can see what I bought and sold back then for what. So, but I probably get the newsletter.
So the first domain. Everybody who subscribes to Media Options newsletters, you can check it. The first one is davana.com, DAVANA.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are some other meanings in Latvia. In Latvian, it means a gift.
Oh, that's nice.
A gift. That's the only way to say this is a gift for you. I went to Latvia on Friday, and once I got out of my taxi in Riga, the first thing I saw was a tram. Beautiful new tram, two wagons together, and on both of them, in English it would be goodgift.lv. And they do not have gift, so if they had just davana.com, that would be a fantastic. That is, and they've spent so much money. A company who spends so much money on putting their brand on trams.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, they will buy it eventually. I mean, that's a good possible broker opportunity. There's lots.
Yes.
Plus, when I look up Davana, it comes up with essential oils. It comes up with a jewelry company. It comes up with lots of stuff. That's a good brandable name that flows off the tongue well. It's a very good brandable, and I think it's there's a lot of potential with it. But it looks like it's essential oils seem to be, because it's what is Davana used for, and it's a botanical name. It's a plant or something. So
yes,
I mean, there's so many different uses for it.
And exactly, and this is the thing you would never know. There's a small country in Eastern Europe, and bang, they spend lots and lots of money on their branding right now. They have the money to spend. The perfect time to approach them.
when you said the name, the first thing I did was look down at my keyboard to look at how far D and H are apart for Havana or Davana and see if it was a typo. It's not, obviously, but there's so many different options, and I'm sure it means something in a lot of different languages, but only the people who understand what it means in that language are going to really see the value. Like, you can see it easily because you know what it is. It means,
absolutely.
And now I learned a new word in Latvian, so that's perfect.
Okay.
It's good for me too.
Okay. Go.usa.
I don't know. As an outsider from the U.S., from Canada, I would like Go US, because here we refer to it as the US. We don't refer to it as the USA. But that's just Canadians. I don't know what other countries refer to it as.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. And here's a question. What about action? Sorry, is that a full domain? Successful lane? Could you please, if that is your domain name, just write it in a full, and instead of dot, put the words.
He may be saying something like an action dot New York City and any action.
Okay, I see. Yes.
What else? Ride dot NYC.
Yes.
An action. What else?
Yes.
Jump, walk NYC would be great for walking trails. Ride
Explore
would be good.
Okay.
Oh, it's Gersh. Success lane is Gersh.
Okay.
That's his name. So maybe things like that would be great for sites, because people are always looking for walking trails. Camp.nyc, camping.nyc, all that kind of stuff. Cycle, bicycle, those are all good.
Did you say cycle? Cycle.
Cycle. There's enough, probably enough psychos in New York City that don't need their own domain name.
Adam,
I was just there, so I know.
I have this domain name, and it gets tons and tons of traffic on daily basis. Enough to put Belgium on the spot on the top 7 among top 7 countries of visitors of HostMaria visitors, just because of one domain name. And I've been looking for this domain name, and there is no history. There is nothing. It has been always for sale. So, and I looked up archive. There is nothing. Mm-hmm. That's okay. And then I found a very, very similar 3-letter domain name. And I was looking, whom to approach? Who is the developer? I scrolled to the very bottom. Lucifer.be. Bang!
Interesting.
That is it.
So that's where it comes from the developer's backlinks. So
no, not from a developer's backlink. Sorry. Basically, I still haven't found. I haven't found the reason. Why the traffic is there.
Give me some research. Give me on a side note. Send to me, and I'll research it for next week.
rp.be.
rp.ve.
Be.
Okay, I'll find it. I love homework. rp.va. Why traffic?
No, be Belgium.
Yeah, be.
And it's especially it comes from info dot like a subdomain rp.be.
So info.rp.
And for years the traffic is just coming there, and it stays there, and it comes from clean IP addresses from Belgium.
I'll find it, and then next week we can talk about what I found. I like that kind of stuff.
I did eventually go to Reddit recently and ask there in the Belgium subreddit. And of course, once you go there would be people who think you are a spammer, you want to sell something.
Oh, yeah.
Of course we want to sell, but still, we are curious about, and be prepared for the downloads. That's okay. And nobody could find anything.
Some of the best backlinks you can get for website traffic will come from Reddit and Quora and other places where you're just answering questions, where you'll get traffic forever from some of these, like Quora especially.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. No.
Yeah. So NOLA means New Orleans. That's what he means by that. NOLA is NOLA is New Orleans and LA is Louisiana. So it's a positive thing that he's asking about, not a negative thing. But it sounds like no LA.
No LA. Okay. No. The answer is no.
We can check what that is after. or no? Well, it doesn't resolve.
There you go. Maybe it is still available. So, what is the last geo domain name you have sold?
The last geo domain. I've sold lots of what I call little sales that are under.
They're fine.
Little sales to me are under $5,000.
Yes.
But I've sold lots of city/industries or niches, like locksmith, electrician kind of names with cities in front of them. I'll look up some of the other ones, what I've sold recently, but there's been quite a few like that. I constantly go after them. I grab them in the drops. I use, I like them. I think they're good sales. They're really targeted even for what the business is, and they're great for lead generation. So as long as they're not, there's a lot of mistakes that people could make with geodomains with having, first of all, no matter what anybody tells you, you have to have the geo at the front of it. So it has to be at the front of the name, not, and if you Google it, for example, if you Google, let's see, Boston chiropractor or chiropractor Boston, you're going to get the exact same number of searches with the keyword tools. So you have to be careful to make sure that number one rule is make sure the city's at the front. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. People that are trying to tell you otherwise are just trying to sell you the other side of the domain name. It's not good enough to buy a chiropractor Boston if Boston chiropractor is taken. That is not a viable solution. It's I don't know, it's like buying a broken down car because it's available, or buying the right car because it's available. So anybody with names
not Cars Toronto, but Toronto Cars.
Yeah, even Toronto Car, Toronto Automobiles. Automobiles is better than that, but sometimes there are certain geos where you can go the other way. Just generally the rule is not. And then also keep in mind the S when people are looking for things. They don't, if you're buying the name to sell it, you have to be careful, because if you buy like Toronto Lawyers, you have to sell it to a law firm that has multiple lawyers, as opposed to Toronto Lawyer or Toronto Corporate Lawyer, Toronto Family Lawyer. You want the singulars more than the plurals with lawyers. Things like funerals, things like that, people only look for one. But if you're the one who's running like a jewelry store or something like that, you want Toronto Jewelry to show you have multiple pieces of jewelry. And it really depends on whether you're the merchant or whether you're the seller of the domain name. Most cases, it's easier to sell the other one, because Toronto Piano is what people Google. But if I run a piano store, I want Toronto pianos, so I show that I offer a huge variety of pianos. You have to really keep that stuff in mind when you're buying domain names. And when I review portfolios, I see way too many where they've bought the wrong ones.
Go on. I just want to check that one.
No problem. There's a question coming up. Can we register any geodomains, or are there restrictions? There are restrictions. Some countries do have them. Some countries don't have them. You'll have to look at and look it up for yourself and figure it out. Canada has a restriction. Ireland has a restriction. A lot of other ones have restrictions. I just asked last week if there was a restriction on .co.uk, and I was told no. So I registered a few of them this week. It really depends on the country you're looking at registering. .us has no restriction, but it's because maybe not a lot of people are looking for it. .me has no restriction. There's a lot of them without restrictions that are decent. And then the other thing you need to look at with geos is look at the population, because, take cities like Franklin, where there's, 39 cities in the US or in the world named Franklin. You have a much better chance of selling that domain to anybody in those 29 or 39 cities than you do if it's a city that just has one location and it's a small amount of people. So take a look at that. Welcome, Hitesh. So there's a lot of things to consider with geos, and the problem is there's too many rules that people don't consider, and they end up with a lot of junky geos in their portfolios.
So rule number one, city first. Location,
absolutely.
City first. Rule number two.
Yes, absolutely.
What would be rule number two?
Rule number two would be the more local, the better. So in other words, you don't want to have like United States, we'll stick with chiropractor, United States chiropractor, because somebody's not going to go from Miami to Seattle across the whole country for a chiropractor. So it's the same thing with states. If you have Florida, or Texas, nobody's going to go from Tampa Bay to Miami for a chiropractor. So you want to be more local. You want to be like Tampa chiropractor or Tampa Bay chiropractors. Things like that are fine. You can even go into the different little suburbs. I mean, I could do it in Toronto, but I don't have a map of Florida in front of me. But you would want to go into the suburbs where they have a decent population. I guess I could pull, and you could even do counties. The states is split into counties. So I'm just going to pull it up and see. That's okay too, because that's within driving distance.
Yes.
I'm just going to pull up something. I mean, I can tell you which county you really don't want it in. But there's all kinds of, there's 67 counties in Florida. And we can check them by population, which is what I would do. And you'd see that Miami-Dade County is one of the biggest ones. So you'd say Dade chiropractor would be great. Broward chiropractor would be great. Palm Beach chiropractor would be great. Hillsborough chiropractor would be great. And just for a side note, Hillsborough is the largest county in the United States that has the most arrests out of any county in all of the United States.
Oh my God.
So that's just a little tidbit from knowledge. But yeah, you could do your counties, you can do cities, you could break them up into smaller sections. But yeah, there's so much you can do with local stuff. But there's certain ones that have double meanings, like vet. Vet could be an Army veteran, or it could also be a veterinarian. So you have to be careful which target that you're getting based on the keyword. So the second one is to make sure you break your circle down to a smaller circle than having like a whole state that people aren't going to be able to get to. That's hard. The third rule is to make sure your plurals are correct. Make sure your plurals are in the right place. And if you run a wedding company called Toronto Weddings, that's great. And if you have a hall, that's good too. But one person is only looking for their wedding. So they're Googling Toronto wedding hall. They're looking for one hall. You may have wedding halls, or maybe you have a building full of them, but they only need one. Same thing, it's a big one with florist too. You're looking for a city like Dade Florist. You're not looking for a bunch of florists. You're just looking for one florist, because you only need to buy one bouquet of flowers because you made a mistake and you owe somebody an apology. And make those flowers big depending on what you did. But there's many different things where that S is extremely important. So you need to know exactly what's going on. Bill says Washington is the most popular name in the county for counties. So I check those things on city-lists, and that's a site you can go to, and it gives you all of the different city names and everything. Let me just make sure I spelled it right. Pretty sure it's called City Lists. And it's quite good, and it's quite extensive. And that's where you want to go to find your city data. Just making sure it's the right one. But yeah, those are the kind of things you want to look at. You want to make sure that you want to get the city first of all, and then you can break up into the suburbs. Also, you want to look at what are the wealthiest suburbs around you. So you want to do something with common sense, think out of the box. There could be little communities around you, like Brentwood. I'm just making one up in California. It's obviously elite. Beverly Hills. Some of them may not actually be cities, but they may be boroughs. So you want to go in. Obviously, Hollywood's a city. There's lots of things you can do as far as that goes, but break it down to a population that has money and can afford to buy the services. Obviously, a plastic surgeon in some place where everyone's broke is not going to do too well or get many leads. But in a rich city where everyone's not happy with themselves, then you can get whatever you want for it there.
So we could say for target rich cities over poor cities, yes.
Or target areas that need your service. So it's not even rich or poor. It's like there may be things that poor communities need more than, like maybe they need more babysitters. Maybe they need more childcare for cheaper childcare. I don't know what they need, but there's differences in the population between lower, middle, and upper class of what they actually need.
Absolutely.
So,
and then in regards to population, is there some kind of rule of thumb or something?
So
minimum number.
Do you know what did I ever tell you what rule of thumb stands for? What it means? Back in the Victorian days or the early days, you weren't allowed to beat your spouse with anything thicker than the width of your thumb. That's where rule of thumb comes from. So I'm glad they got rid of that. It's nonsense. Yeah, I would say 35,000 and up would be the population number that I would look at to register a geo domain name.
So 35K, 35,000 plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Yes.
everyone's busy looking up rule of thumb, but we have lots more to talk about.
Okay. Here was a question. This one. So if you want to have fun about helmets, of course, I'm here. Here you go. This was one of the names.
Yeah, I've never heard of it
Conestiva.
before.
It is a tiny place, but it is beautiful. And I had conversations with Conesty Park. If you look up, there are two things I still remember. There is this little beautiful town, and then there is Conesty Park, natural park, huge. And they've got their
Oh,
website, and they've got
I
their
see it.
website Conesty Park or something, long domain, and they would be perfect buyers. Just had to hold this name forever. And
Is
now
this the one that's in South Carolina?
yes, it
So
is.
they're using visitgreenvillesouthsc.com. Visit Greenville SC.
Adam,
That is a good example of a horrible geodomain name.
Adam, and I dropped this name. And
Well,
of course, along with 100 similar names.
we don't have a time machine, so don't worry about it.
Of course.
It's a learning experience for you and everybody else who's watching the broadcast, so no worries.
Yes, of course. Just move on. Just move on. Yes. So okay, and okay, here you go. But you said the more places with the same name. Okay.
Yeah, I would say generally, but obviously if all those places add up to like a population of 20,000 and you can get a name with 40,000, then I would go with the one with 40, even if it's only one place as
So
opposed to that.
Richmond. Let's say Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond. Well, there's a big Richmond in BC.
Yes.
Let me just see how many Richmonds there are. So Richmond is a huge city in British Columbia.
Okay.
So there's 28 cities named Richmond in the entire world. So
There you go. Yes.
the biggest one is in British Columbia, Canada. There's one the second is in California. I can just give you this stuff because I just found it just doing a quick search. I'll post it in the private chat and you can just,
Yes.
It's got too much crap in it. You may have to filter it, but that's the link.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get the link and we'll give the long link to everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, you can look at different towns. I always say you should own your own city, meaning if you're in a city, if you're in Richmond Hill in the UK, like Joe should have most of the Richmond Hill stuff locked up, even though Richmond Hill is in Ontario. But if it's a specific name, you should have it locked up. But a lot of people do, and I've seen it in portfolios. I'm thinking of a couple of people in particular. Do not put the geo at the end of it. It does not make it as valuable, not even close. I mean, if I want to go to Richmond Hill Dentist, that makes more sense to me logically than going Dentist Richmond Hill and having a website that way. So it's always going to be second choice.
Okay.
Or third.
Which ones would be the best names? So let's say you have found some interesting town, and then you would do manual search for geodomains. Which would be the top keywords of yours?
So I have a list of them. I'd have to see where it is. I can probably find it at some point. I mean, I like locksmiths. It depends what town you're in, first of all. It depends. I mean, it could be if you're in a vacation town, it could be like inns or chalets or motels. I mean, it depends what area of this. It could be bike rentals, could be tour, could be anything. Bakers will not buy domain names. Butchers will not buy domain names. Certain people that make money on services like swimming pools are good. High ticket items like air conditioners, HVAC is great. Pest control is one of the best ones. Pest control and basement leakage, things like that. Absolutely massive for water damage is a big one, but you'd have to break it down to what it is. Leaks or things like that. But anything that requires you to spend landscaping, gardening, swimming pools, even snow removal, anything that requires somebody to go door to door is also good, like real estate. You want something where it's going to be a service that people really need.
And and ideally, if you could imagine that a salesperson would go door to door and advertise the services, yes?
Mm-hmm. Sprinklers are popular. Basically, you just have to look at a list and realize what is that brand intellectually smart online? Do they need a website to increase their business? And if the answer is probably no, because it's a local pastry shop and everyone already knows about them, then That's about it. But small startups like cupcake shops, specialty stores like that, they absolutely need a website. So there's lots of, certainly lots of them out there. Chiropractors is another one, reflexology, massage. I mean, there's all kinds of them that need, anything that does online bookings as well is a great. So if you want to take your dog in for grooming, anything like that where they do, restaurants also big, depending on what you want, but you're not going to sell French restaurant to a restaurant that already has a brand. That seems kind of odd. So you have to stick to general for restaurant doesn't work. They're usually trying to build a brand.
Okay, so Bill says population, wealth, tourism, visitors are the main important considerations for geodomains.
I would say also the wording, making sure that the words are in the right place and the plurals are in the right place. Those are huge as far as that goes.
Okay, and prefixed with visit.
Always, 100% of the time. The only people going to try to tell you otherwise are the ones selling you the other way. So always prefix with the city. There's very few times where I would see a geo that's not prefixed with the city.
Okay, and that would be money lost.
It's definitely not going to be a name that's going to be easy to sell, and it's not going to be a name that's easy to outbound. Also, other big ticket things like money lending is good. Mortgages online, insurance companies are big. Anything where you can make a really good service fee or somebody that could pay you for a fee. Live-in housekeepers is big, things like that.
What about, and then there is one niche. I've seen that people are way too tolerant towards this niche. SEOs.
Yeah.
From my point of view, and I know some domainers are big in SEO domain names. Is there really money in SEOs? As SEOs do not make, in general, 99.9% of the SEOs do not make money. Those SEOs should go and find a job. Whoever is watching, if you are ever thinking of starting an SEO agency, 1% of SEOs make money. The rest go broke. This is the reality.
There's a reason for that, though, and the reason is because they think they have skills and they can't do anything to actually help the customer.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing as web designers. Everybody thought when front page came out, they were, oh, I'm a web designer. You can't imagine how many times I've had people tell me, oh, yeah, I have somebody in the family. My son's a web designer, or my cousin knows how to do sites and stuff like that. Well, you get what you pay for, and in a lot of cases, you're going to get a butchered up site with no support. But city/web design or websites does sell. So things like Albuquerque web design or it sells. I know Melanie has it, and I know she gets lots of visitors, lots of traffic. They get a lot of good leads through there. So they do get leads if you're actually a good web designer. If not, just sell the leads to somebody else.
Web is one thing. What about SEO? Based on your experience, I do know some SEOs who live on that, but I personally know this huge cemetery of SEOs.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a domain that I would buy unless it was something like something with a keyword describing it. Like I don't know, I wouldn't. It's not a domain I would go after because it's not a domain name that you can easily sell unless somebody's trying to put up a quick business and then run. But they're not going to do extremely well with it in general. The problem is people think it's the same thing in domains. I'm going to be honest with you. People think that anybody that has a little bit more knowledge than them is an expert, when in fact they're not. They're just a little bit smarter than you. And I find that especially in domains. Well, this guy told me to do this. Well, did it work? No. But you thought he was smarter than you, so you listened. It's like anything. I'm not good around the house, but if some guy comes in, he can do some carpentry and some plumbing. I think he's the smartest guy around, but he may not be the best plumber I know. And I just think that
discover it after half a year.
Yeah, the word guru, and expert are not to be considered lightly.
Okay, for a little side note, what do you think of the extension guru?
You know, I liked it when it came out. It's really more of something to make the owner feel good, Like if I wanted to get like a domain guru or website guru, it's only really for me. It's not. I'm not going to be able to sell it to anybody because it's just a good brand for me to say, hey, I'm the domain guru, and it's a brand like domain wizard, domain whatever you want to call yourself, domain king, domain queen, domain prince. They don't mean anything. They're just labels that people give themselves.
There is only one domain king, yes.
But still, it's just a label that he's gave himself or he was given, and it won't make him. Yeah, it won't make him any extra cool sales, and he's not going to sell domain king. So, I mean,
of course.
So it's a good, cute little title to have as a domain guru or anything like that, but it doesn't mean anything because anybody could get it. I mean, if anybody can go register hosting guru, and all of a sudden, wait, they're the best people in hosting? No, they just bought the name.
Okay, now Joe is saying awesome ritual. Yes, we do remember that.
Of course, I remember that because I lived in Richmond Hill for I don't know how many years.
So, is it better to have LA versus Los Angeles?
So generally, I would say LA is better. It's shorter and it means the same thing. Anytime you can use something shorter that the whole world understands, it's fine. It's good.
Okay, so LA cars is, so LA pest control is better than Los Angeles pest control.
You know, they both have value. I would probably rather have LA pest control because maybe LA could be different things, different cities, it could be Louisiana, it could be anything. But there's nothing wrong with Los Angeles pest control.
And what about New York pest control or NYC pest control?
Both would be good as long as they catch the critters.
Okay, that's as long as, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I said the same thing. They're interchangeable. LA is just short. I agree with you on that, Bill. I agree. We have to save some time because we have some names to look at today that are available and some stuff from last week.
Bang. Okay, so now we are getting to the next part. We'll go through the drop domains. And what can we say, Adam? Last time you gave us a list and...
Yeah, so I'm surprised that today when I went to look for more names for the show, some of the really good names that we talked about that were dropping, nobody actually caught or put a back order in because they were available today for me to register for a registration fee.
Which ones were those?
So even you're going to whack yourself for this one. If you have regrets from the other one, I went and registered today for like $6-7, ransomwareprotection.co.uk.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
I mean, I also got some of the pest removal, but ransomware protection, you can check the registration. I just registered it today. So I found that to be surprising, but not all domains, I guess, are taken. But that was one of the best ones from last week, and it was a drop, and nobody put a back order on. Maybe they didn't know how to. Maybe they still don't know how to back order UK names.
Yes.
I don't know. But those of you from the UK that I know are on here, you should definitely know this. So let's see what's dropping today, or I'm going to give you what's available right now to registrar, and let's see if you're interested in any of these ones. The top domain that's available right now is businessphoneservices.co.uk. Businessphoneservices.co.uk, $155 a click. Then you've got securitysystemsinstallation.com, $35 a click. Here's one for you, hostedwebserver.com, $29 a click. And here's one for every company I'm sure would eventually want their own app as the future goes the way it goes. So I would say apps, apps for companies.com is a pretty good domain at $27 a click. You can create custom apps for companies. Business contract law, $27. And I even threw in some IOs for you. Cashmanagement.io, $26. Could be good. This one I don't like. Callweb.io. It's like a call center. Not bad. Yes. If you're looking to set up a job company and people just don't like where they're at and they just want to move to a similar position, lateralpositions.com, $22 a click. Great for an HR agency. This one is also very popular, lots of traffic. whiteglovemovers.co.uk. White glove movers. White glove service is the best you can get. Then you have other things where you have to be
White glove movers.
movers.co.uk.
And when is it dropping?
These are all available right now. So go on your computer if you want and start registering some of them. I'll keep the show going while we're busy talking.
I will put everybody on pause. I have a friend who has 3 removal companies.
Okay.
If you do not get whiteglovemovers.co.uk, I will call him tomorrow morning and he will register. It will be gone tomorrow morning. So
Okay.
whoever is watching, if he'll take my advice.
Okay.
Yes.
The next one, which is you have to watch out for letters, like we talked about in the geos.
Okay.
Credit repairs with an S and then services.com. Obviously, credit repair services would be better, but without the S, it has 61,000 searches. So if you're ever going to get a typo that may have some value at $20 a click, creditrepairservices.com. Then you have digitalmarketertools.com at $19.
Creditrepairservices.com. Oh, God.
And then somebody left wire payment. They took wirepayments.co.uk but left wirepayment.co.uk
Really?
at $18 a click. Yep.
So whoever got it, take the other one as well. Come on.
I have some other interesting ones for you. Huge traffic on this one. Altcoin websites. Altcoinwebsites.com is available. And that's exactly what it is. Altcoin websites is an exact match for what people are looking at.
Whoever is watching, there are not enough directories for altcoin websites.
Well, and that's the best one.
I just launched a little forum for Zenzo community. Times by times I've been talking about this cryptocurrency Zenzo, that even their main website zenzo.io is offline. And they had some issues within the team, and so the website went down. They still own the domain. And I did put up Zenzo forums, Zenzo forum, zenzoforum.com.
Mm-hmm.
And it is there. Just a community thing. And I hope that it will improve the price of my coins as well. I have tons of them, 75,000.
And now somebody can buy altcoins websites and do a mini site for every coin.
Absolutely.
So the next one I really like, it's a co.uk.
Okay.
Ad agencies.co.uk.
Ad agencies.
Ad agencies. I mean, that's a brand.
With double D.
Okay. Single.
Ad services.
Yeah.
No, ad agency.
Ad like advertiser.
Yes.
Agencies. Adagencies.co.uk. So if you're an advertising agency or you want a director of ad agencies, it's a really good name.
Ad agencies.co.uk. Absolutely. Yes.
The next one at $15 a click, which is available now, is virtual. Now this is a weird one. Virtual offices rentals. It's got an S where it shouldn't. But what I did was I went and searched up virtual office rental and virtual office rentals, and I got the CAs for both of those. So use your drop list to get ideas for other things.
Okay.
Another good one.
Before we continue, whoever is watching, so we have 26 people watching across all the channels. If you register any of these names, just type in bang mine. Tell it. We'll put it up on the screen. Yes. Thank you.
And also, please thumbs up to the video because it takes time for Helmets to put this all together. Another one that I think is really good that's available. It's also a co.uk, spelt the right way. autismcenter.co.uk. Autism Center, CENTRE, that's the Canadian and British way. So that's good. CENTRE.co.uk. And then this one, I like the name, but I didn't like the name. Reselltimeshare.com. Reselltimeshare.com. What I did with that is I went and I got some variations. So I went and I registered timesharesale.ca, timesharerental.ca, timeshareresale.ca. And then I also grabbed timesharesale.co.uk, timesharerental.co.uk, and timesharesales.co.uk because I think they're all great names.
Yes.
None of them were taken. So you always have to look at your list for other ideas based on what you see that other people may not have even gotten before. So I just got like timeshare rentals in like timeshare rental and rentals and all kinds of good domains that were available that just happened to be available. So Watch your lists. On an IO, pallbearers.io. I know it's deadly, but pallbearers.io, 66,000 searches, $13 a click. I know Joe's going to like this one. She may not get it, but she'll like it. Mindtherapy.io. Mind Therapy. It's a pretty cool one.
Okay, yes.
And then if you're looking for a cool brandable that you can register right now, everybody knows what the wedding vows are with a V,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But there's one available with good traffic. It's called the Wedding Wows with a W. And that's a pretty good brandable if you want to put up a site about weddings that's going to wow people at their wedding.
So, like, wow, that is voucher.
Yeah,
so,
the wedding
yes.
wows instead of vows. Okay, and here's a big one. This is a really huge one that I think could sell for 10K plus. It's available, and I registered it in the CA today. And I left the CO UK because I figured I'd let you guys go get something. You ready? Petfashions.co.uk. Petfashions.co.uk. You could start a whole business on that easily.
Where is your little one?
My what?
Where is your little one? Fashion.
Oh, I don't know. I sent her out because we were live. But Pet Fashions is a pretty good name for a brand. And then lastly, that's dropping, that's also available today. It's small, but it's a thing now. Everyone's buying them. DualMonitorArms.com. Dual Monitor Arms. It's a thing. It's a product. Oh, you're going to show us yours. Wait.
Those who do not understand, what are they? These are things like these. I will put them on the screen, as many do not understand.
And they're not cheap.
And there are many of them. There are many great brands. So you would put them. So that's for the 2 monitors. You would put 2 monitors, and 4, those will be quad. But dual ones, you would go into banks, anywhere, and you would see these. So what was the domain name?
It's an exact match for what you have. DualMonitorArms.com. No typo, no nothing. It's exact match, which is exactly what it is. So,
okay. I have seen some expensive dual monitor arms. Some really fancy, expensive. There are technologies. There are patents there.
Yeah.
This is the product that is. If you are into it, you can make money on both, from users, from ordinary users, and from businesses like banks, insurance companies, from companies who set up offices for 100 people plus.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. If you've got it and you're selling the product, you can make a lot of money with it. So when I saw that one, I thought that was good. But I figured we have to give the people in the show some good stuff, so I left a bunch of them. Expiring domains. I only picked out 2. They're not really good for the next 5 days. This one's interesting. Expires. It's first of all, it's $60 a click. Expires on the 16th, so you can still back order it. Scalablebroker.com. I thought that was an interesting.
Scalable
generic.
broker. What would stand for?
It could be a domain broker. I don't know exactly what it'd be, but it just sounded like 2 good terms together. So,
Okay.
And then the last one is $22 a click. Expires tomorrow. Fraudpreventions.com expires tomorrow.
Okay, that is a good domain.
And then you always ask me other things that I registered. I registered this week potgummies.ca, liquid fertilizer, and outdoor gym, which has huge traffic, more than I would have ever expected.
Outdoor gym as well.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to this week. And that's a lot of good names in that list for the viewers. Hopefully by now they've got some and are going to start to post comments on which ones they got. Because if there's some that are available after this show, I'm not going to wait 5 or 6 days like I did last week for them to drop. So there you go.
Fraud preventions. Yes. And who owns fraud prevention.com?
I don't know, but I had fire prevention and I sold that one a while ago. So I should look. It's one of those I may look at. It's probably for sale by a domainer because I don't know what I did with it. But I know I sold it.
And fraud prevention is a huge business.
Yeah, well, especially now with online.
And yes.
Fire prevention is for sale on Dan. So whoever I sold to is trying to sell it.
Okay.
But fraud prevention is huge. I mean, it's
Yes.
like it could be identity theft. It could be anything.
Anything.
It's a business.
And if you are watching and you are accepting credit cards on your website, then probably you are using either Braintree, Stripe, or PayPal. Probably three big ones. And one of the Stripe's biggest, like one of the Stripe's businesses is fraud prevention. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's massive. And if you look at it now, fraud prevention, the singular, forwards to Beck Computers, which is a large computer company. So they would be your best buyer if you catch fraud preventions. Yeah, Outdoor Gym is good, and I think it's probably still available in the CO UKs, Joe. You'd have to look, but Outdoor Gym is massive. I didn't realize it till I Googled it and saw what it was, but some of these names you have to look for in your own GT or CCTLD and get some of them. And there are definitely investors in the co.uk space.
Absolutely.
If you don't think there's domain investors for every space. It doesn't mean that they're investing in the right ones, but co.uk is a good one to invest in.
And seasoned investors, not only green ones. You would go to acorndomains.co.uk. That is #1 domain forum for the UK domain investors, acorndomains.co.uk. And bang, summit.london, we have secured header space up there. And if the owner is watching, once again, thank you. Outdoor Gym.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Are you serious? Pretty good.
Well, let me just tell you the traffic on it, because I'll put it in my keyword
Just wait till Peloton needs to recover, and they decide to create a product for outdoors.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Like I'm telling you, Outdoor Gym has 33,100 searches a month. That's a lot. So that's why I said, okay, outdoorgym.ca, I'll take you. And I'll keep an eye on, I backorder stuff all the time too. Like I'll backorder outdoorgym.com and see when it comes available. That's another lesson, by the way, for everybody who's listening. Make sure you update your back orders all the time, because something you may have backordered 6 months ago or a year ago, you may get clipped with it and not be expecting it to come in. And you may want it, but you may not, depending if your business strategies have changed.
Okay. So this is a time when you can ask your questions to Mr. Adam Dickel, and yes, get the answers. If you see that your question is not accepted by YouTube, if you are posting 2 or 3 domain names and YouTube might think you are a spammer, that's okay. Then just replace dots with something smarter, and we'll understand what it is.
I just checked Outdoor Gym and it's for sale on Afternic, so I may have to look at that one. See.
So you might want to get it.
Yeah, as well as zebra.com. I love my animals.
What would be a price for zebra.com?
You know, it's with a name like that.
Is there a price?
No, because I would say with a name like that, it depends on who the owner is, and depends like everything else. Do they need the money? Do they know that there's companies starting to advertise like I do? I mean, maybe they're just advertising in Canada. Maybe other people don't know. It really depends. But what would the price be worth for me to buy it at? Anything under 100,000.
Yes. Okay. Then once again, Connie is here. Adam, please share your list.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find it.
We can wait. We can wait.
Okay, all right. I'm
Connie,
gonna pull it up.
Thank you for the question.
Talking.
Thank you.
Keep them talking.
Okay, while Adam is looking for, in the very bottom, there is an ad for the Domain Summit in London. We people trust people we have met. We people make meaningful relationships or form meaningful relationships, especially with people who we have met. You might think that you know Adam or you know me. Sadly, we do not know you. If you wish to meet us, me and Adam, maybe Sam will be there as well, please come to the main summit in London, 22nd to 24th August. And it is all about networking. Eat light food, light drinks. don't get drunk. Well, if you wish to get drunk, then go on. and network and just talk to each other. There will be few changes for the early bird tickets, and I can say the first registrations are going through. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, and I will remove the limit of 100 tickets for the first for the early bird. There will be total number of websites of tickets that will be sold. It is 1,200 tickets only. Although the restaurant can hold 100 people and 50 people can be outside at the same time. Usually with events, it is that at least half of the people who purchase tickets do not come. And then either come in one day or another way on another day. That is the reality. I want to see how it will go. So the maximum tickets, there will be 1,200 tickets. And go and grab those early bird tickets. They are for £149, and that includes crazy high Eventbrite fees, and that will all go towards organizing this event. Also, soon I will publish the information. There are two hotels nearby. I need to go to London to talk to a posher one. There is one better one, and there is one simpler one. Premier Inn. Premier Inn is a budget solution for everybody. It is a cool place. I love it myself. I love Premier Inns myself. When you travel on budget, they are perfect. And both locations will be closed. I'm also inquiring about a possible disco place to run awards. If this happens, the registrations will come through. If this happens, there is not much time left. I want to squeeze the maximum out of this event. Please come and register for the early bird tickets as soon as possible. And then we'll see what will be the rest. So here is the list. Yes.
Yeah, so I gave you a link. It's to Jack Hoffman's list of niches, and it's very good. Don't worry about buying the software. Just look at the niches because they're all there. And if you scroll down the page, you'll see all of them and everyone will be able to see them. There's lots of good ones. One of the ones I forgot about was speech therapist, which is really good. There's lots of them and they can help. David, it's going to be good to see you.
David, you were number one. I did send you an email as well. I will be publishing the list of people who are coming, but these people need to reply to me. And thank you. You should have in your inbox your domain. Your domain was 1066.com, I think, was it?
Yeah.
Ah, very interesting one.
Yeah.
Yes, and please, and for any attendees, find these solutions. Sorry, Adam, I did interrupt you. Find these solutions where you can create a online booking for your time. So if you have a business, so I want to publish a list of attendees with your website, with your LinkedIn profile, and then preferably there'll be the third slot, and hopefully Adam will have it available as well. If somebody wants to meet with Adam, like there'll be so many people who want to meet with Adam, they will be able to book half-an-hour slots. Adam, that would be most handy. Yes.
Sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to even that David's going, yes. I'm already looking forward to it even more. But yeah, I'm happy to sit and talk to anybody that's coming and to get to know people as much as they want to get to know me. I want to get to know them. And
get something simple that people can book meeting slots with you. And especially if you have a business. And then and once that list will be growing, huge plus, you will be getting backlinks. Here you go. And yes. And people will be able to make these registration, make these calendar integrations with your calendar that people can make booking slots with you, meeting slots with you. Okay, Adam. So Joe has which ones? Joe did.
She says she bought them. I'm not sure which ones yet, but
which ones? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, she's giving you some hotel ideas.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, easy taxi, yes. Okay.
So the ones that people are bought are not coming through.
Yes.
like the domains, so that's fine.
So, okay, so once again, copy a link. Let us get back to the best. Okay, I will take this out.
There's a question there as well. It's a good question.
Okay, okay, then this question.
So, Mustafa, does search volume matter in Geo Domains? So, it matters if you're going to build up a site and you want to build it for lead generation for you, then it matters. But generally, when you're selling them, it's a bonus, but really you're just selling the brand. So it doesn't necessarily matter for. That's why I like them, because I don't need to look at search volume. I can go and get every city that I want with locksmith or pool design or pool installation or pool cleanings or whatever I want. Audiologist is good. There's lots of them. So search volume doesn't really matter unless you want to host it to do lead generation. But these days with Yoast or with Rank Math, you can basically get any site listed pretty quickly.
Bad boy. That was now on my list, even though I'm sticking only to 2-letter domain names. That was my.
But it's a great name. I mean, it's a great name. It's exactly what it does.
Bad boy.
David, he may not want to meet you when you get together down in London, but that's a good name. David is always the fastest typist in the room. I'll tell you that for sure.
Okay, so here is the link.
Oh, there's Joe's. Oh, Joe got quite a few of them.
Okay, we will get to Joe. Okay, so sorry, Joe. Let us see where we are. So install websites. We need to scroll down. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, a little more.
And then. So what is this product he's selling?
So this is a website builder. It's called Rapify. He has two different versions. One is a WordPress plugin called Local Theme Jack Enterprise, and this is called Rapify. Rapify is okay, but the problem is it's run on his own software, so it's hard to make edits and things like that after if you move it or you ever don't want to continue paying for Rapify. Okay. But it's great for a niche list, and it's easy software to use if you want to build your own site. I can show you how to build one of these next week if you want.
Fabulous.
But you can see Dex is also, by the way, huge. But again, remember, you want to get, now what would you get the Geo? Would you get Toronto Deck or Toronto Dex? I mean, if you're selling it to a company that sells decks, you want the plural. If you're looking for a deck, you're looking for one deck, you don't need two. So keep those plurals in mind because they're not all done properly here. And you're different depending on if you're the buyer or the owner of the business or the seller of the domain name.
So maid services goes first.
Nah, that's just his order.
It is okay.
Dex is good.
Yes.
There's about 200 to 300 on there that are pretty good.
Electrician. What do you say out of these ones?
Electrician's good. So I can give you which ones I like.
Let me remove that. Yes. Okay.
So I like remodeling. I like pet sitter's good. Dex is good. Fencing is very good, but change it to fences because we're not fencing with swords, but use like vinyl fences. Fences is very good. Cleaning is very good. Home cleaning and business cleaning is good. Lawn care is strong. Architects, not really. Disaster recovery, no. Flooring is good.
Flooring is good.
Golf courses, no. Doors is good.
Doors
is very good. Carpenters, drywall, even garage doors is good because it costs about $2-3 grand for garage doors. Laser eye surgery, it's too long. Liposuction, don't bother with. Divorce lawyer or divorce attorney, both good. Get the singular, not the plural if you're selling it because you're not going to find more than one together. Glass and mirrors, just use glass. That's good. Grooming instead of pet grooming. Showgirl, they'll never use that. Not Thai restaurant. Elder law, so you could do something with that. Gutter cleaning, so like Toronto gutters, Miami gutters. Handyman is an excellent one. Handyman or handywoman is good.
Yes.
Fitness, gym, anything like that is good. DUI attorneys pay a lot for just get tutor, not math tutor. Forget pharmacy. Pizza is good. For the local city, you want to be like, I don't know, Richmond Hill Pizza. Limo, forget about enough money. Heating and furnace, change that to HVAC or just heating and cooling. So heating is good with the city. Mortgage is good. None of the rest of them so far. Optometrist is good. Home security with the city. Like London home security is good. Personal injury, no. Smoke shop, no. Waterproofing, no. Physical therapy.
Okay, a locksmith, yes.
Physiotherapist,
Yes.
garden care, lawns
Yes.
would be good. Plastic surgeons, good. Florist, singular, but they're hard to sell. Florist. A dance studio is a good one.
That's, yes, florist.
Laser
Mold.
hair removal is popular because people want to look at it online. Podiatrist is good. Mold is huge.
Yes.
So mold removal is huge.
And that is so urgent. If it happens, then that will be a local like, yes. And people who are searching it for it want to spend money right now.
And as you mentioned before, movers or mover, if you're buying it with singular, taxes. So Richmond Hill taxes, that's a good plural one because people are doing more than one thing with their taxes. So that's an odd, weird one. Cake decorator, no. Excavating. Real estate, we already talked about. Towing's not bad. You want that city towing one, so that's okay. That's not that popular and not that easy to sell.
This reminds me. This reminds me. Years ago, when I was not married, in Ireland you can drive down the sea, and I had this romantic drive. And
in the sea?
No, just besides the sea, on the beach.
Okay. Why does towing remind you of that?
And well, we got stuck in the sand.
Ah.
And then we understood that sea is approaching.
Oh, that's not good.
And there was a local guy, 24/7 business. He was one of the most successful local businessmen.
I'm sure he was. He probably laughs because all of the people go down to like Inspiration Point to go down there, and they all get stuck in the sea. He probably just sits out there waiting.
Romance was gone, and all the money I had, he didn't leave any money on the table.
I believe it. That's funny.
Well, he said my Mercedes. Yes, a good memory.
The worst I ever had was a cop knocking on the window asking if everything's okay. That's about it. Anyway, painter's a really good one. Signs, not sign design, but signs is good. Pest control we know is huge. Credit repair, huge. Forget bakery. Seniors is okay, but it's hard to sell. Forget about it. Hair salon, that's okay. Wedding photographer would be just like photographer would be better, or weddings. Barbershop, no, they don't buy them. Generators, no. Foot care is podiatrist. Driving school, no. Yoga, anything with yoga is excellent. So like Boston Yoga, yeah, they will buy them.
Oh, okay, but again, within the limits of 5,000, then everything is a goner, yes? Or
yeah, the only difference between selling these and not selling these is A, price, and B, if you're going to do any outbound, because these require outbound. If you're not willing to work, then don't buy any of these, because then you're just sitting and waiting for somebody to drop off a lottery ticket to you. It's not very likely. So, I mean, but if you have all the major cities in the UK with yoga, you're going to sell them. Even things like, well, there's a lot of them they'll sell. Reflexology, no. Jewelry store, no. Nail salon isn't bad, but you can do nails or nail salon. Bookkeeping is a good one. They make money, so they have money.
Oh, absolutely.
Boat rental, obviously, you've got to be in a city with boats like Joe is. I don't think deep sea fishing is worth it. Massage is good. Also, therapist is good. So you could do a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Anything to do with swimming pools, like monthly cleanings or anything like that. Pools with it is good. Medical doctor, forget about it. Tile's not bad. Drug rehab, no thanks. They don't have money. Dumpster would be like garbage and things like that.
Okay.
Those are good because there's lots of tree services are good. People need arborists all the time, so that'd be like an arborist.
Adam, really, the keyword dumpster?
Yeah, that's not a good keyword. I mean, a dumpster is a bin that we throw garbage in. So it'd be more like junk removal or something like that. Tanning would be a good one because they're superficial to begin with. So tanning.
Yes. Paving. Yes. Oh, sorry, Adam. I believe I have lost you for a moment. Let us see. Yes, Adam is stuck for a moment. So, okie dokie. 3-character domains. Ooh, Joe. While Adam is returning, let me quickly check the live stream. Maybe that's me who is offline. That wouldn't be nice. Okay. Yes, Adam is stuck. Okay. Okay, Adam will be back. Adam will be back in a second. Let us wait for him to come back. And meanwhile, we are going through this list, and it is here. So you would come to this page. Don't get despaired. Just scroll lower, and there it will be. Okay. Yes. So Joe has both mind therapy, virtual offices rental, white glove mover. That's it. I can't. Okay. White glove movers, business phone services. Yes. Joe, did you have any luck with my accountant? He can be really tight, but he understands the value of a good domain name. Virtual offices. There's so much competition there. There is so much competition there. And they always buy the ads and sell them. Okay. Okey-dokey. And let us wait. For this question. Let us wait for Adam to come back. Hopefully we have not lost him fully. Let's see. Maybe he has sent me a message. Okay, and Adam is returning. Very good. Yes, Adam.
It's not the first time I've been thrown off the stage, so whatever.
No problem. No problem.
I was actually installing StreamYard on my phone, so I could.
Okay. Anyway. by the way, you don't need to install StreamYard on the phone. It is enough to open it in Safari or Chrome. Yeah, you can connect directly. Hello, Adam. Bang.
Here.
Yes, now you're back. Are you back? Adam? Okay. And here's a question. When's your early bird? So you would go to summit.london. Let me wait for once Adam is offline at the moment. So you will go to I have put up here March 31st. March 31st. Okay, yes, here it is. You would go to summit.london. You scroll to the bottom, and up here, here's the first ticket. And later, so I plan to remove this limit of 100 first tickets only. All the tickets will be able, if all the tickets can be bought out, and I even plan to do maybe I will. There is this really interesting solution offered by Eventbrite that users can resell the tickets. So if you have bought your ticket and you cannot attend, you can sell it to somebody else with a small loss, maybe with profit. It does not matter. I think I will enable that option as well. I still need to explore it a bit. So we'll see. But yes, we will see. We will see how. Yes. So Adam is here. Hello, Adam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, and you know what, Adam? The quality is even better from your phone. Now, see, the phones today are magnificent.
Well, yes. I'm here.
Yes, though we can feel that the mic, you have a professional mic on your computer. Yes.
Anyway, I don't know what happened to the internet connection, but I'm definitely still here.
No problem. So we were going through the list. I think everybody can go through the list. Yes, Adam.
Yeah, there's lots on there. You should be able to pick it up and find some really good ones. And there's some good geos. Apparently my computer's just booted up, so we'll see if we can switch back to that
now. Okay, and Adam is coming in here. Hello, Adam. Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Here you go, the professional sound.
Bang. Weird day.
Here, the last keyword is oil change.
Yeah. No.
Those who do not know, this is a huge business. I do know these two Latvian guys, and they have set up a business in the UK of changing oil, heating oil or something. They have budget for Google ads, for Facebook ads, and there are some certifications. That's a big money business.
So there's even more below this section.
Oh, there is even more.
Yeah, keep going. There's another little section.
Oh,
there you go.
Bonus. Yes.
And life coach is a good one, by the way. A lot of these are good. Probably dog breeder, but I think you'd rather have the name of the dog, like Chihuahua dog breeder or something. Bar is good. Cafe is good. Snow removal is good. Soccer club is good. Gym is obviously great. We talked about that one already.
Yes.
Animal hospital is good, but it's going to be hard to sell to them. They've already got something. So out of this list, urologist is probably good too, and endodontist.
Lice removal.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't happen too often, hopefully.
Yes. So you might want to check your town.
Check your kids, check your hair.
Yes. Well,
and I don't think there's many calls for chimney sweeps, but who knows?
Okay. Cryotherapy. Okay.
Yeah. And don't register blacksmith either. That's probably not too popular.
Okay. And of course, if you like and maybe you want to even to get the Rapify, play with it. If the price fits, and yeah, it's $37. Here you go. If you want to try it, go.
It's pretty good. It builds a site for you. I just don't like the fact that it's hard to move it. Like you can move it somewhere, but you need access to the back end to be always able to edit it.
Yes. Okay. Fabulous. So that was it. And so this is what Joe got, Adam.
Yeah, it's good. She got some great ones. I knew she'd like mind therapy. Business phone services is really good. Joe, you have to let us know when you sell some of these now too, because those are good names.
Out of these ones, mindtherapy.io, the best one?
No, business phone services, because every company will require some sort of business phone system or something. It's good. And then for white gloves, you can't get better than white glove movers, which hopefully means they're not going to break your stuff, but there's no guarantees.
And there are so many, Joe, there are MSPs, so managed service providers. For those who do not know, most people do not know this abbreviation, MSP, managed service providers. These are companies who manage IT systems for companies, not for individuals, but for companies. And their invoices are quite hefty. And one of their businesses is offering and servicing VoIP telephony for clients. And that is quite substantial percentage of income. I personally do know one of the companies, like the London-based company, and yes, business phone services. These are related to VoIP. Yes.
Did you see that two of our users got smart? David and Mark Becker, both in the UK. One of them got hosted web servers singular, and the other one just happened to check hosted web servers plural and got the other one.
Okay.
So that's why I mean by think out of the box. Go for just because you don't get the first one, go for another one.
Absolutely.
They're both good.
Yes. Hostedwebserver.com. Okay, yes. And hostedwebservers.com.
Did you answer Joe about the early bird tickets?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Okay, Dex. Okay, and Joe bought freecharacterdomains.com this week.
It's good. You just have to build a site, set up an affiliate network, and let everybody click the links to go to any of 12 different registers to buy them, and you make a lot of money. I can show you. I'll get you some sites for next week that do something similar right now.
Okay. Here you go. Here was a question from Connie.
So just Connie.
That is a separate topic, I think.
Yeah, but I think in the
Yes,
domain masterclass that she just attended, I think we talked about selling local names. If not, I'll write up a sample email for you guys. But it's not hard to do. It's very similar to the first name, last name, except the geo names actually sell and first name, last names don't.
Okay. So this question was answered, and price guidelines on, yes, price guidelines for geo domains.
So, I mean, it's interesting. If you're paying $10 for them and you sell a bunch of them for $500, $600, $800, or you're doing really well. If you want to sell them for 14, 15, 16, you're going to hold them longer. It really depends on you. Some of them I'll sell for under 2,000. Some I'll sell over 2,000. Depends how competitive the niche is and how many people you're offering it to that are there. Like if there's 100 chiropractors in the city, or if there's 2, that's going to dictate the price because you've only got a couple of options. But you're buying at $10. Even if you sold it for $100, you'd be making good money in any normal industry. So don't be greedy and sell a bunch of them.
And still, what would you say?
Depends on the name. I mean, on names that have products with higher services like landscaping or swimming pools and stuff, I would tend to go for the 24 to 2900. Okay. But if it's something smaller where I know they're not going to have a lot of money, like a tutor, I'd be happy to get $400 or $500. Or a groomer, they're not going to have a lot of money.
Of course. And then you would go 400, 500.
Yeah. That way you take away a lot of the thinking that's involved for them.
Okay. Chimney sweep is very popular in the UK. Oh, yes.
You got a lot of dirty chimneys there?
No comments. I bought and sold battle.co.uk. Okay. Wow.
That's nice.
That is.
Yeah, Battle's good.
It is a fantastic name. Absolutely fantastic name. Whom did you sell it to? And what was the sale price?
There's a lot you can do with Battle. I mean, it could be anything.
There is the lady who owns many two-letter domain names. Sam has those, has said many good words about her. She owns almost all the villages in .co.uk, and when she registered them, many people were very upset.
There goes David with pushing it. There's David pushing his 1066 again. It's
okay.
The Battle of Hastings, and it's his last name and his domain name.
Bang.
Very good.
And David, I sold Hastings.com or .co.uk or .co.uk. Hastings.co.uk. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Bangs. Awesome. So what can we say to round it up, Adam? So number 1, geo in the front. Yes. Geo in the front. Number 2, the more local the better.
Yes.
Number 3, make sure of the wording. Plurals are correct. That the plurals are correct.
Yes. Make sure that the grammar and the plurals are correct. If you wouldn't buy more than one at one time, don't buy it with an S.
Okay. Number 4, target areas that need your services.
Yes. There's no point in targeting an area that doesn't need your services. You're just wasting time. So in other words, Hollywood models would sell better than something else. And models, by the way, is a pretty decent name to sell.
Okay. Sorry, Joe is saying yes. Clean. So many chimney sweeps. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Sorry. There's smile. My apologies. Okay. Okay. Then, with regards to population, 35,000 plus would be a good one.
Yes, 35,000 plus.
35,000 plus is good. Number 6. Before you get there, be prepared for outbound selling.
Yes.
To do outbound selling. That is a rule. If you are into it, if you are passive, don't go into it. Yes, you have to do the outbound selling. And number 7, please price accordingly.
Yeah.
please price accordingly. Yes, there are some services that, yes.
Even before all of that, I would also say Google and see how many possible companies there are for that geo domain name that you're buying, and that will tell you if it's good. If there's lots of locksmiths in Atlanta, which I'm sure there are, getting Atlanta or getting a smaller, like Richmond Hill locksmith, there's going to be quite a few of them in Richmond Hill, Ontario, and in Richmond Hill in the UK. So make sure that there's enough opportunity for you to sell the name before you buy it.
Okay. Yes, and before I will allow Adam to tell the last words, I'll go the first one. And I will allow, it is good to have whoever says the last things sticks in the minds the most. And in this case, I will go before Adam. If you are offering some services to domainers, if you think that domainers are your clients, please contact me and let us talk on the ways how you can advertise your services at the Domain Summit in London, either by having stand or maybe by sponsoring rubber hairband, yes, what are these
bracelets?
Bands?
Bracelets.
Yes, bracelets or lanyards or stuff like that. Just contact me. And also, if we'll do awards, that we will need sponsors. There will be opportunities to sponsor the awards. Please contact me. You are domainers. Be proactive domainers. Contact me, and I'm doing my outbounding. And but if I do not reach you, it is easier for you to reach me. Adam, what would you say?
So honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to add today, except that I think it was a great show. The time flew by. I don't know if the watchers enjoyed it as much as I did, but I hope so. I enjoyed it. I hope they got some good names out of it. I hope they leave some good comments on the video and give you some thumbs up for all your efforts. And hopefully I get to meet some of them in London, and I'm looking forward to that.
Adam,
that's
yes.
it from me.
This one was super valuable. So much targeted, spot on information.
Great.
And if you have a domain website, go on, make a transcript, put up these laws on your website, get traffic, and embed the video if you wish to. Adam, what about next time?
What do you want to talk about next time? I mean, we can take suggestions from the viewers.
I really like
or we can pick another topic.
We did talk about this topic, but if we did go on the topic of scripts, Connie, thank you for the question. If we did target
scripts, we could do scripts. There's about 5 or 6 different types of scripts we can go over.
Okay, so we would do email, phone, even phone, and then LinkedIn.
Yeah, but email is covering a variety of different types of domain names. For example, selling a business name or selling a geo name or selling a first name, last name, or there's a bunch of different types of domains of people selling an acronym. There's different ways to write and emails for that. So I think that would be a good way to do it. It'd be fun to do for next week.
Okay. Yes, that would be fabulous. So then today is 14th. Next week is okay. Yes. So 21st. 21st looks fine for me. Yes.
Okay. I'll be there and I'll have the scripts ready.
Fabulous. And then okay. Excellent.
I'm just reading the comment. Somebody said he wishes he had your energy.
Okay, thank you. Oh, there are many. Thank you. And please tell the other domainers about these streams, and do come in. And you are the ones, of course, Adam. Without Adam, these domain streams would be impossible, absolutely impossible. But your questions make these streams so lively and interesting and different from the previous ones. And do not be afraid to ask simplest questions. We all start with nothing. We all come in blank in this world. That's okay.
Part of the point of these videos is so you don't have to make some of the mistakes that I may have done in the beginning. So absolutely ask whatever questions you want. I'm sure all the other people in the stream are thinking the same thing but won't ask, so feel free.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. And thanks to Connie for the idea for the next for the next live stream.
Yeah, thanks, Connie. Now you're going to keep me really busy, so thanks, Connie.
Bang. Thanks. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and have the best week ever. Most productive one. Do outbound and do register for domain site. Do come to London. Relax 3 days. You can spare 3 beautiful days in London. And if it rains, it is even better. Everybody will stay inside. More time to network.
I won't be coming for the weather. I'll be coming to meet people, so I don't care what it does.
It will be absolutely awesome to meet you, Adam.
Same here. Looking forward to it.
All the best, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.